Hello, in this video I will show you how to use the Fifth Dimension Password Keeper, the world's most secure internet password book. There are several different editions of password keepers, but they all use the same system for password storage. In this video I will demonstrate using the original Fifth Dimension Password Keeper.
Step 1. The first thing you must do is to decide on a key that you want to use for your internet accounts. Your password key is the combination of your length, location, and direction of your password within the 8x16 grid matrix on each sheet. This key will be applied to each page of the book. Every page in the Fifth Dimension Password Keeper has a different grid matrix, so while your key will remain the same, each account will have a different password. You will never have to remember the password itself, you only have to remember the single key. You should start off by deciding how many characters you want your password to contain. Most security experts say you should have at least 8 digits. And an 8-digit password is pretty secure, especially in the Password Keeper. With an 8x16 grid, that gives you over 1.4 trillion possible combinations on that single page for an 8-digit password. If you bump it up to 10 digits, you're talking 226 trillion possible combinations. So now that you have the number of digits that you want to use for your password, you need to pick a location for it. The numbers on the top and the letters down the left side are there to help you remember where your password location is. It's like saying, in this case, in this example, C5, it would be a start of a location for your password, which starts with the capital letter E, and it continues to the right for 8 digits, all the way to C12. This brings us to the next part of the key, which is the direction that your password reads. You can read left to right. In this example, we were beginning at C5 with the capital letter E, reading to the right for 8 digits. Or we could have just as easily read from right to left, starting with C12 with lowercase f and reading to the left, ending with capital letter E. Try being creative with your password. In this case, you might want to read right to left, or even bottom to top. You might even try reading diagonally with your password from bottom left to upper right. You could even skip letters, reading left to right or right to left. Or you might even make shapes out of your password key. You could make a triangle shape where you read from the top, skip down to the left, read across, skip down to the left, read across again. Or you might even make a box. And with a box, you can have at least 27 different combinations of password with one single 3x3 box. In this example, we're reading in sort of a circular pattern, where we start in the upper left and read clockwise, ending at the capital letter S. In the next example, we make sort of a Z configuration, where we start in the upper left with the star, and we end in the bottom right with number 5. The possibilities really are endless. Your password can be anywhere within this grid. It can go in any direction on the grid, left to right, bottom to top, top to bottom, skipping letters, making shapes. However you decide to locate your password, this is what we call the key, your password key. And you use this password on every page in your password keeper. Once you have your key, your password is pretty secure from anyone who might be looking over your shoulder or who might accidentally or deliberately get a hold of your password book. A thief can look at your page all day long and never know where your password is. Provided, of course, that you don't highlight it or underline it or any other way mark it in your book. So now comes the fun part. You start by selecting a page from your password keeper. It's your book, so you can use any page you want. Don't feel like you're obligated to use the next page in the book just because it's there. Use any page you want. Most websites these days will let you select your own passwords. Obviously, this is not something we can illustrate because every single website is going to be different in how they allow you to select or change your password. But essentially, you just find the location where you can change your password on the website. It's usually in like a customer settings or a profiles page. And they may even have that website may have a search feature to let you locate your password to reset it. Once you find the location, you want to make sure the website will accept your new password before you actually write in your book, because some websites will require that you use certain characters that may not be in that particular password on that particular page, and some may say that you can't have certain characters that are on that particular password on that page. So test it out first with the website before you start writing in your book. Once you've determined that your website will accept your password, it's time to fill in the information in your password keeper. That first step is to find a page that you're going to use and put the name of your account at the top of the page. In this example, we're using a page for Google, and we've called it My Google Login, and we put a date on it. The next line is the URL of your login page. It's usually the home page, but you never know, so make sure you write it down. And if it happens to be a secure login, which you'll see by the HTTPS as opposed to HTTP, you should always use the HTTPS if the account has that option available, because that's more secure. Make sure you write that down. You don't miss that. The next line is the email that's associated with that particular account. Almost every website that you register is going to have an email associated to that account. It's often used for verifying that you are an actual person, that is not a spam, that you're not creating some spam website. Put that email on the page. The next line is your actual login username. Now, some sites may have you select an actual name, a keyword that will become your login, and others will have you just use your email address. Whatever it is, make sure that you write that down, because there's two parts to every login. And part one is your username, part two is your password. And of course, you already know your key. Your key will come from the grid, and that will be your password. Okay, now that you've got your password recorded in your book, you really need to log out and then log back into your account that you're going to use it for. You need to test this password. You want to make sure that you didn't accidentally enter an incorrect character, uppercase, lowercase, or miss a character. You want to test it, and now is the time to do that while it's on your mind, and while you have the ability to quickly select. If you made a mistake, you can quickly select to recover your password. Every page is going to be different. In this example, we're using Google, and you can see right under the sign-in link there is a little note that says "Can't access your account?" question mark. And you would click on that, and it would ask you to recover your password. So now's the time to do that. You don't want to wait and do that later. You're already in the process of changing your passwords now anyway. Let's get it done. Let's get it tested and be certain that it works before we go any farther. And so that's it. You're done. As long as you don't reveal that key to anyone, you don't underline it in your book, you don't highlight it, you use relatively secure methods. Pick an 8-digit code. Don't read simply left to right. Read, mix it up. Read right to left, top to bottom. Pick a complex location and password for your location and direction for your password. It's going to be secure. Far more secure than simply writing them down on a piece of paper, and a lot more secure than keeping passwords in your computer. Sooner or later, you're going to come to the same conclusion that I did and that security experts have, which is that your computer is a really bad place to keep your passwords. It's subject to loss in case of a power failure. It's subject to hacking. You replace your computers quite often these days. Your computer is a bad place to keep your password, and even your phone is even a bad place to keep your password. Maybe even more so than your computer. The password book's portable. You can take it with you wherever you go. You can leave it on your desk. No one will ever know what your password is, even if you showed them the page right up to their face, as long as you don't highlight it. Your password's going to be secure. So thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to find out more, go to www.internet-password-organizer.com. That's the official website. Thanks and have a great day.